Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be reviewing the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. Now this isn't a new concealer, it's been out for quite some time, but I have gotten questions about it, asking me for my thoughts, my opinions, whether I can compare it to the Tarte Shape Tape, that kind of thing. And so rather than responding to everyone individually, I decided to just put a video together and showing you exactly how it wears from morning to night. So that is what we're going to be doing today. This concealer retails for $29 US. It comes in 14 different shades. I have mine in the shade medium neutral, and you get 0.16 fluid ounces worth of product. Now the description of the concealer straight from the website states that it is a complete full coverage concealer that gives you buildable even coverage with a luminous demi-matte finish. The concealer is ultra lightweight. It is a high-tech formula that melts like a second skin to give you full coverage in an instant. For complete coverage, just keep building. No matter how much you apply, Naked Skin Concealer always blends beautifully and never settles into fine lines. We'll see about that. The concealer is also infused with ingredients that are meant to be good for the skin, such as anti-wrinkle peptides in order to improve skin's youthful appearance and elasticity, Japanese green tea in order to revitalize and help reduce the appearance of fine lines. It also has additional ingredients that are going to help protect against dehydration, resulting in a brighter, more radiant complexion and help skin attract and retain moisture. So this is a concealer that's supposed to help skin in the long run after you've been using it for quite some time. So it's going to help reduce the appearance of, dark circles, any kind of blemishes, or any kind of imperfections within the skin. And then over time, it's also going to help the skin, period. Aside from that, the website doesn't really have a whole lot of additional information as far as how best to use the concealer, so I'm just going to be applying it the way that I have been, which is in an upside down triangle along the under eye area, since that is my problem area. So, per usual, I'm going to be color correcting my right under eye area using my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and I'm going to be leaving the left under eye area untouched. I'm not going to be applying any kind of color corrector there. I want to see exactly how the concealer wears with and without a color corrector, whether I get more coverage with a color corrector than I do without, that kind of thing. And I'm also going to be setting my under eye area using my RCMA No Color Loose Powder. I just love setting the under eye area. This concealer does state to have a demi-matte finish, which I definitely don't want. I want a matte finish underneath the eyes. And so yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm simply going to be jumping off camera really quickly in order to apply some color corrector onto the right under eye area and also foundation. And then I will be right back in order to conceal. Okay, so now I am back with color corrector on and foundation. So now it's time to conceal. So like I said, I'm just going to be applying this the way that I normally would, which is just in an upside down triangle here. I love the applicator on this because it's quite flexible and it's flat on both sides. Kind of like the ColourPop, or not kind of, exactly like the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, the one that I reviewed a few videos back. I think I mentioned it in that video that that applicator was exactly like this one. Okay, so let's start on this right side. Formula does glide on very smoothly. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the non-color corrected side. Okay, now it's time to blend it all out using my damp beauty blender. And it does blend out effortlessly. Like, there are no issues whatsoever with blending this out. Okay, so both sides blended out beautifully. I do get good coverage, but I don't get full coverage. I definitely don't see full coverage from this on either side, really, just from the one layer. It does state that it is buildable, so you can build it up as much as you want, which I am definitely going to do in order to try to achieve full coverage for the day. So I'm going to start off with the right side. And I'm mainly going to concentrate most of the product here on the inner corner. I feel like obviously that's my problem area. That is where you can still see my dark circles. And so I'll apply more product there. And same goes for this side. Actually, you know what? For this side, it's going to be the entire under eye area, because I can definitely still see my dark circles here. Okay, now I'm gonna blend it out. Okay, so I think I'm good now. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set it with some loose powder underneath. Just take some of that with my damp beauty blender and dab that underneath the eye. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after initial application. Okay, so here is a close-up. As you can see, it's pretty full coverage and it's not creasing, it's not settling funny. So far it looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm just going to jump off camera really quickly, finish off the rest of my face, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and the concealer, of course, is still looking really good. It is currently 9:58 in the morning, so I will see you in a few hours for a midday check-in. Okay, so now I'm back for a midday check-in. It is currently 1:51 p.m. So I've had this concealer on for about 4 hours now. So now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 4 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the under eye area looks like. As you can see, there isn't any creasing on either side. The concealer is still wearing really comfortably. It hasn't separated or done anything funky. However, I don't feel like I'm getting full coverage. Like I feel like I can still see my dark circles through here and here. But other than that, I mean, it's wearing really comfortably. It's wearing well. It's not separating or settling into anything. So overall, it's looking good. Alright, so that is it for my midday check-in. I do plan on wearing this concealer for a full 8 hours, so I will see you all back here in another 4 hours. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 6:28, so I've had this concealer on for well over the 8 hours. And before I jump into my overall opinion of the concealer, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 8 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the concealer looks like after a little over 8 hours. It wore pretty well. As you can see, there's not really any creasing. It did break up a little bit here in the inner corners, but I kind of get that with any and all concealers. Aside from that, I feel like it's not giving me the fullest coverage. Like I can see my dark circles peeking through here and through here. But other than that, I mean, the concealer did wear comfortably. Considering the fact that I did wear multiple layers, it wore well, it didn't crease, and I got good coverage. Now, as you can see, the concealer does wear well throughout the entire day. It doesn't feel cakey, and in my opinion, it doesn't look cakey either, even though I did wear multiple layers of it. I'm surprised that it didn't crease whatsoever. I did set it with a powder, but I didn't set it heavily, so it leads me to believe that their claim of not settling into fine lines is pretty true. As far as the coverage that I get with this, I like the coverage that I get, but I don't feel like I get full coverage. I get pretty good coverage, like really good coverage, but I don't feel like I get full coverage. I feel like you can still see my dark circles peeking through here and here, which is a little bit of a disappointment just simply because I did layer it up. So I would have thought that layering it up would mean that you wouldn't be able to see my dark circles whatsoever, but I feel like you still kind of can. Other than that, it wears comfortably, it wears really well throughout the entire day. I don't really have any complaints about it. I mean, it doesn't break up. That's another thing that I see a lot with concealers. It's just that once it's settled for quite a few hours, the product just looks like broken up underneath the eye area especially. It just looks separated and just kind of like it's settled kind of funky, and it's not as smooth as when you initially apply it. This one did break a little bit here by the tear duct area, but that is to be expected. At least for me, my eyes tend to water multiple times throughout the day, and so I'm not too highly disappointed in that. I usually kind of almost expect that. But other than that, the concealer did great in my opinion. I mean, it is a good concealer. It's not my best concealer, but it's not a bad concealer whatsoever. I still really like it. So those are my thoughts on this concealer. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video review and that you found it helpful. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.